of the Asian markets, well, they opened up a short while back and they're trading more or less mixed in trade.
This buy on dips thesis of the market will be tested today. If you want to buy on dips, today is perhaps that dip.
Liquidity will remain more or less at these levels. I don't see interest rates coming down very sharply in the short term at least.
72 points down on the Nifty, 250 down on the Sensex.
IT pharma theme is sustainable.
Prices are good. 2,500 rupees a ton is the increase. There may be another increase about 500 to 700 rupees in times to come.
In jewelry, we expect to actually grow and fairly decently over last year's base. By Q4.
A lot of these unlocked trades are playing out, and Indigo is one stock which clearly perhaps could now be the bit of a go-to stock. It also announced the fundraising.
If the situation continues on an annual basis, we'll be able to easily exceed last year's production and sale.
It's a subdued morning so far. On expected lines, we have weakness coming in most of the Asian market.
Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Civil Aviation have eased the visa restrictions for passengers who want to travel to or from India.
We're down just 18 points, so you have to say it's absolutely flat.
Okay, the markets played as per script so far, which was a gap down like the SGX Nifty was indicating, but immediately getting bought, the markets moving on, mid-caps doing well. And just keep an eye on the last hour now, because shorts have tried their best and the markets just not obliged them, and it could get very interesting in the last hour. Let's see how things move. Global cues as well have been quite mixed. Asia reversed most of the losses and actually closed at the highest point. Surabhi, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anuj. Yes, absolutely. I think very choppy day, but then you can't really write off the fact that the market has still managed to hold on to these levels, right? So how would you intrinsically look at it? I mean, is this just that minor consolidation or minor pause in an otherwise bull market?
You know what, for starters, last hour can be really interesting because I can see two things. One is I think Reliance is forming some kind of basing formation once again, and it looks like perhaps that's ready for a fresh breakout. And I think the Bank Nifty, Surabhi, is the one where, a lot of people have tried to short it, but the market's not given them any follow through. And I think this again could be the index to focus on. Remember, we spoke about it all day yesterday as well. And the way it rallied, I think last hour could be very interesting short covering on both Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Look at what happened to Hang Seng, Kospi. Now, you could argue that our market has underperformed today compared to the Asian peers, but that's okay. Even for these markets, we saw the move in the last hour. So perhaps we see this last hour move for us as well. The dollar index has behaved itself. And as of now, the market's priced in some bit of weakness once again in the US. But if the US markets recover overnight today, I think in that case, perhaps the market could be looking at some big moves. Also, what normally gives me an indication about which way the market is headed is the way market reacts to news. So today, for example, a stock like Bharat Forge, it could have easily gone down. But the fact that it's up 6%, look at what's happening to Motherson Sumi. The way that stock has gone up about 7-8% or thereabout. Look at what happened to Indigo. We spotted the stock in the morning. It was up 1%, now up 12%. I think all of these are telltale signs that this is a bull market. And in this case, markets normally resolve on the upside than on the downside.
Oh yeah, I guess a bull market that's looking out to the future. No one's bothered about what's happened in the last 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
It's all about the future, and we will discuss that as we go forward. So let's get started. Here is what's lined up on Closing Bell today. The market has been choppy, but it is well off the day's low on the back of mixed global cues. Mid-caps and bank stocks faring slightly better than the benchmark indices. We will discuss all the major trends as well as the key earnings action with our fundamental experts. SP Tulsian of sptulsian.com, Prakash Diwan and Mayuresh Joshi of William O'Neill. As Anuj just pointed out, Bharat Forge is soaring away. The first quarter numbers were weak, but the management seems to be striking a note of confidence for the coming months. We get chatting and get you the fine print with Amit Kalyani, Deputy Managing Director of Bharat Forge, in a bit from now. Now, how should investors approach this volatile market, considering we are getting closer and closer to all-time highs? What are the stocks to look at, the sectors to focus on? Harish Krishnan of Kotak AMC is our alpha manager of the day, so we'll find out their mindset. And of course, along with all of that, trading calls and technical action as always with Ashwini Gujral and Mitesh Thakkar.